This is between Ghana and Nigeria.
Yeah.
So you don't compromise.
Nigeria did well. They started the game very, very well. And you could see in their squad that they were a bit serious. My only problem in that game was Jordan Ayew. He was just
An outstanding debut for Excel. For me, he was my man of the match. There are still thousands and dozens of them
players
out there still willing and hungry to kill themselves for the Black Stars. So I expect Coach Otado to actually continue from where we stopped in the second half against Nigeria. I want to see a change in the midfield. Definitely, I want to see Sulemana in there. That boy is crazy.
bench these old boys at Smeru. I'm serious.
I want Ghana to win so that Nigeria will lose. And it will be like, okay, we all didn't win.
Second and third.
So
I'm predicting a 2-1 victory too.
The Unity Cup has been going on in London. Ghana participating, Nigeria as well as Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. Right, the first game was between, and it's just a 4-nation tournament. I'm sure you definitely know about that. The first game was between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica won that game. And Nigeria, they came there, big game. You see, Ghana and Nigeria football, it doesn't matter what match it is. It's always a World Cup final. And unfortunately, Ghana lost that game by 2-1. Ghana was very poor at the start, but no, we'll get into that. We'll talk more about the game. As usual, I have my man G.H. Amando in the building.
I'm here, Charlie. I'm here.
Right, the squad is here. And on my right, I have the man Zapata. And we are here to talk about the Unity Cup that's still ongoing. At the moment, Ghana is playing 3rd and 4th. It's just a very short tournament. Nigeria is moving to the final to meet Jamaica as well. Right. GH, let me start with you.
All right.
Unity Cup. Ghana losing 2-1 to, you know, when it comes to Ghana and Nigeria, is always fire. Fire.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it.
Yeah.
As you said, unfortunately, we actually did a preview of this game, but I don't know what happened. Like the sound cut in the middle of the video, and it was just bad, so we couldn't, bring that preview. But GH said it was a jollof war, so it's always very interesting when it comes to football between Ghana. Generally, it's everything.
Yes.
What's your thought on the game?
First of all, I think it was a great game, irrespective of the scoreline and the outcome of the game. However, I think Ghana didn't really pay much attention to this encounter. Looking at the nature of the build-up to the game, we all saw the selection and all that. We gave our concerns and also gave out our assurances to some of the players that they have called. But I was expecting to see a very strong lineup. That's where I'll pick my suggestions from. I think the lineup didn't give me the needed expectation I wanted to see, because I wanted to see a very strong lineup. I wanted to see, even though it is a Unity Cup, just a normal, friendly encounter. So even though, like I said earlier on in the preview, unfortunately we couldn't
put that out. Yeah, guys, forgive us.
This is between Ghana and Nigeria.
Yeah.
So you don't compromise.
And it's a World Cup final.
So don't forget. You put out your best 11, even though you've not called, didn't call some of them, but you have to still fill your best 11. So for me, that's where I think we got it all wrong.
Short. We fell short. Yeah.
And Ghana could have done better. We started very slowly. We started, very poorly, which I think the coach will have to look into that. We don't have to start games on the back foot. You always have to start games on the high note, especially when it comes to those kind of competitive games.
And the tricky thing about football is that the one that starts well mostly ends well. Because if you start by scoring, and I think that was what happened in this Nigeria-Ghana game. Because Nigeria started well, even though Ghana came back on the second half. But we couldn't, keep up.
You can't keep up in such situations. You can't definitely possibly keep up in those situations. So for me, I think key positives were spotted actually, but
absolutely,
yes, I also think that there's a lot of improvement we need to look into, especially at the defense. I think Razak seems to didn't have a good game,
and I think he was the cause of all the teams.
It's part of the game. You can't be
always have a good game.
So for me, we can pardon them, but I also figured out a very key positive in that game, in the person of SL. In his first game,
we'll talk about that.
Right.
Let me hear from you. What do you make of the Ghana Nigeria game? That is of key interest to us. Both Ghanaians and
I wouldn't say much because I expected drawing that game, if you could remember, in our last preview, even though the video wasn't able to upload it. But I would say Nigeria did well. They started the game very, very well. And you could see in their squad that they were a bit serious, even though it was a friendly game. You could see Chukwueze, Ndidi, and the other guys in the lineup, which shows that the coach, even though it's a friendly, he wants to be serious a bit. But in the Ghana squad, you could see our coach was a bit relaxed. He wanted to try his new boys to make them understand what's at stake as playing for the national team. So I'm not surprised Nigeria took the game, even though we came back later. But I think Coach Otuado did a great job by making Ghanaians aware that we can turn things over, because in the second half we really performed.
Like in the second half, I saw a completely different Black Stars. The way they approached the game, the intensity of the game, was like a true World Cup final.
You have to.
You could see the boys like putting on pressure, and that's how come we equalized one of the goals. And I was so excited about the two young chaps you were about to talk about, the two wingers that I don't actually remember their names, but they were so good, especially the guy on the right, the number 5. He was so solid, and I keep wondering where have all these guys been? Let me know what your thoughts are.
So I think, like I said, it is a good experience for some of these players, and opportunity for them to really show what they are capable of. And I'm really, really happy about how they took the chance, how they took the opportunity. That's how you make a statement. When you are given the chance, especially as a young player, that is where you prove a point.
And mind you, we've never seen a technical switch like this before in the Black Stars. That has really come to just turn things around.
No, we haven't seen that. So for me, I was watching the game and I was like, wow. So we have this kind of hungry and willing to do players.
And trust me, all the senior players were lost in the game.
Exactly.
They were lost in the game.
That's what I mean. So that means we still have to give them opportunities. There are still thousands and dozens of them
players
out there still willing and hungry to kill themselves for the Black Stars. So for me, I still think an outstanding debut for Excel. For me, he was my man of the match.
Absolutely.
He took the opportunity and he nailed it. These are the things we would love to see from the new champs when they are given the opportunities. And for me, I think that they can still do better when given the opportunity. It is not about just making up the squad, just calling them and leaving them on the bench. Give them the opportunity to actually, prove themselves, like what he did. I think without him at the back there, we have been swallowing goals. We would have swallowed goals like 10,000.
Why is it Ghana, India? You remember the famous Ghana, India? But I don't know whether it's actually a true match or it's a fictional match in the imaginations of people.
Right, so that was just by the way. I know Nigeria can never even,
they can't even score as fast.
But for this one, unfortunately, they were able to beat Ghana by 2-1. Likely, Rizal Simpson didn't have his best of games. And it's part of the game. He has to move on. I also had a lot of a big of respect and very impressed about Asari, who still continues to impress. For me, his confidence level is still going up. His distribution, even though he has to work on that, it is part of the game. You have to learn as you grow. So for me, kudos to the coach. Kudos to the technical team for finding these new players who they think can, actually fill into the big boys whenever we need them. So good experience.
Right. Razak Simpson, was it a bad day in the office, or what's your thoughts on him?
I would say Razak Simpson is one of the best players we have in this Ghana Premier League.
Yeah, so, no doubt.
And this is first time in London in playing UK, ball, so you could see the tension and pressure on him.
Right.
Not. Sometimes you may be good in one particular place, but when you immediately move to another place, even though you are good, the pressure and stuff take over you, and you begin to do some mistakes, and it's normal in football. So for Razak Simpson, I will consider him. It's just his first bad game I've seen since watching him. So I will consider him. My only problem in that game was Jordan Ayew. He was just holding on the ball too much. He was holding on the ball too much. Even though you are the captain of the side, you should sometimes allow the kids to play. When we need the play to move faster, you see Jordan Ayew delaying the play, and it really affected us. Also, I would say Kwame Opoku. I always call him Kwame Opoku CID, the young Kotoko striker. Even though he had a bad day too, you see, because he started in the first half. Ghana wasn't in the game that much, so he had a bad game too. And Ambrosius and the other guys, they should just try and wake up, because we are playing the third and fourth. At least when we get the third, we are the main country for England though. When we talk about the Great Britain, those the colonized, we are the main we are the main bonds of Britain. So I don't know why we'll be playing third or fourth. Once the final is there, so Ghana should wake up, and I think Uchuado should do something better.
But as usual, the usual banter that happens between Ghana and Nigeria. The Ghana technical director didn't disappoint. He also waded into the wall. He released a statement. He said that we have good players around. We have a player in Auxerre. We have a player in Bilbao, and we have a player in West Ham. If we win 2 matches, we can go to the World Cup. I don't know about Nigeria. So he just wanted to tell them that this is nothing.
This is not the end.
This is just a friendly match. So that's what makes the game more interesting and exciting as well. But then we're playing third and fourth. Quickly, let's look at how do you think Otoado should start this game? At least we don't come home last. Right. So I think against Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad. So they are a very good team. I watched their game against Jamaica. They nearly caused a scare for the Jamaican side. But for me, I always feel like now football is everywhere. So you don't underrate any side you are meeting. You don't have to do that. So I expect Coach Otoado to actually continue from where we stopped in the second half against Nigeria. Just pick up those pieces and then move on with it. Let's go into this game, with the mindset that this is not just a friendly game. At least we can go home with something.
Right.
If we, took our time, spend a lot of money, in traveling to UK without anything
to show.
So for me, I think it has to be a very important and a key game as we go into the game. So for the side or for the team that I expect to see, I still want to see some of the boys he started in the first game. Yes, he still has to use them. He shouldn't change much in the game. He shouldn't change too much in the lineup. Maybe 2 or 3 players, but to change the whole team will be another different story. So I would still love to see Asari in goal. I would still love to see Razak Simpson. I would still love to see Esau, Mensah, and of course the other guys but in the midfield, I want to see a change in the midfield. Definitely, I want to see Sulemana in there. That boy is crazy. I mean, from Atlanta, he's doing it big there. I want to see him in the midfield. Jordan Ayew, yes, he's our captain, but I still, even though he has to start, but he should be given a clear role as to this is what I want you to do.
Yeah,
you have to do it. You are the leader.
It's like they're afraid of him.
Exactly. He has to be given a clear role. This is what you are supposed to do. You can't do above that. You understand? If you are a leader, doesn't mean that you should do whatever you want. Do what's going to favor the team and you all move ahead. But it's like because he's the boss. You know, even if he loses the ball,
and you know the fun at the club level, he's not doing that.
he's not doing that.
At the club level,
Right.
Simple.
Yes.
Just keeping it simple.
So for me, I would love to see that. And of course, I want to see Aziz starting. You know, he's a young boy who just came from a tournament, and I'd love to see what he can actually, you know, give for the Black Stars. So for me, this is what I'd love to see, and he should approach the game as to any final. That's the mentality I want to see Ghana going into the game.
Right. Okay, Zapata. What are you expecting in the semi-finals?
Already. You see, I don't know. Sometimes I always say that when Blaster is playing the match, sorry to say, it's not that competitive or no serious competition. You see, we the fans relax. If we start going to the final, we start shouting, yes, we are in the final, and what have you. But because we are going to play Telephone, we will be like, oh, this is just a Unity Cup. But it's important. So I'm hoping, or I'm praying that Coach Utuado will gang in one of the best squad he has on the bench to at least be third position, so that we will know what's ahead of us, because we have to qualify for the World Cup, as our technical team director said, winning 2 matches. So we have to look scary. We can't just lose 2 matches to look just normal. So we have to look scary. And I'm expecting some changes in the game too. I'm expecting Coach Utuado to bring in fresh players. I don't know. Yes, for them to also test their ability. At least bench these old boys at Smeru. I'm serious. At Smeru, and in the first half, Smeru was out. Jordan, are you out? They were all not playing anything. Even it was only Gideon Mensah, who was trying to go here and there for us. Even Salis. So Samed. The coach should make some changes there and let these youngsters have a try, and let's see what they can bring to us, because I would love to see Aziz start for the Ghana national team. I would love to see it.
Okay. So what's your prediction? What's your scoreline for the game?
My scoreline, it will be a 2-1 victory for Ghana.
2-1.
Yes.
I think Ghana should be able to win the game, but I don't see Ghana playing a clean sheet in this game. It's going to be a very difficult, because I've seen the Trinidad attack. It is not easy. It is not easy. So for me, it will be a difficult game for Ghana.
Right.
However, I think Ghana have a higher chance of winning the game. I want Ghana to win so that Nigeria will lose. And it will be like, okay, we all didn't win.
Second and third.
So
Okay.
Nigeria can win this final, please.
They are going
Jamaica.
to win.
What?
Nigerians are going to
I
win.
want to see Nigeria losing and then Ghana winning the third. We'll be like, oh, just third and second. It's almost the same.
No matter how we lose,
What's your prediction?
no matter how we lose, our jollof is the best. But
That one is a fact.
so
That one is a fact.
Nigeria is going to win. As far as they've got to the final, the way they play, they are going to win.
Nigeria is a better side.
Yeah,
than Jamaica.
yes, they are. And you could even see in their squad, they brought in okay players. Even though there's no
they have some
Osimhen,
new players in
they
as
have
well.
dangerous guys there. Aside Osimhen and Lukman not being there, you see that the boys they brought there, they are doing very
Equally
well.
good. Right. Your scoreline for the
A very slim margin, maybe 2-1, 3-2.
for Ghana?
Yeah, for Ghana.
For me, I see a 2-0 for Ghana.
Wow.
Now the Nigeria game. What's your prediction for the game?
Another very interesting game, because I think the Jamaicans also have a very sharp attack. They look dangerous more than Nigeria for me, and I still want to see Jamaica winning. And they have to do it for me. They have to do it for Ghana. I mean, we don't want the banter to be so distant.
You see, Babi, when you want somebody to also lose.
So it's going to be a tough game for both sides, but I still want to see Jamaica winning.
Win.
Yeah.
Your prediction for the game?
I'm predicting a 2-1 victory for Nigeria. Yes.
Right. For me, I also think Nigeria is going to win this one, because what?
Okay, so I'm alone.
You are alone. We'll see how it goes. We'll definitely see how it goes. Guys, thanks for watching this edition of the show. Please make sure you subscribe if you're watching for the first time, and hit the like button to help the video to get to many more people. As usual, my name is Prince Hamdan. I'll be back with more. Peace. We out.